Welcome to Project Chef. Measuring. Imperial and metric measurement. In Canada, we use the metric system of measurement to measure many things, but often when we cook at home, we measure with an imperial measurement. For example, when measuring milk, if I was measuring in metric measurement, I may measure 250 milliliters of milk. But if I were measuring in imperial measurement, the same amount would be 1 cup of milk. Most home kitchens measure in imperial measurement, so our recipes are written in imperial measurement. We include the metric measurement in brackets after each ingredient, so we've got you covered for the way you prefer to measure. On most kitchen measuring equipment, like measuring cups and measuring spoons, you'll see both types of measurement listed. Measuring dry ingredients. When we measure dry things, we use dry measuring cups. There are different sized measuring cups, including 1 cup measuring cups and parts or fractions of a cup. Here you can see 1 cup, a half cup, a third cup, and a quarter cup measuring cups. To measure the correct volume of dry things, you scoop the measuring cup into the ingredient you are measuring until the measuring cup is overflowing. Then, with something with a straight edge, such as an offset spatula or the back of a dinner knife, you sweep off the extra so you have an exact measurement. If you are measuring lumpy things, you can just give the measuring cup a little shake to shake off the extra. If you're measuring brown sugar, you measure a little bit differently, as brown sugar has moisture in it. Scoop into the brown sugar, then press down on the sugar to pack it into the measuring cup. Scrape off the extra. If you turn over the measuring cup, out comes the brown sugar, looking like a sandcastle. Measuring wet ingredients. When measuring the correct volume of wet ingredients, you use a liquid measuring cup, as it has a slightly different measurement. Place the liquid measuring cup on a flat surface. Get down at eyeball level so you can see the measurement you need. It's helpful to have 2 people help with this, as one person can hold the measuring cup and put their finger on the amount you're measuring, and one person can pour the liquid. Stop pouring when you have the amount you need. Don't measure while holding the measuring cup in the air, as the cup won't be level and you won't get the correct amount you need. If you happen to pour in a little too much, just pour a little bit back. Measuring small amounts. To measure small amounts of ingredients, often for wet or dry ingredients, we use measuring spoons. These include tablespoons and teaspoons. The larger spoon is the tablespoon, and the smaller spoon is the teaspoon. A good way to remember which one is which is to think a table is bigger than a teacup. Other measuring spoons are parts of or fractions of a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon, a third of a teaspoon, and a quarter of a teaspoon. Just like when measuring with measuring cups, you dip the measuring spoons into the ingredient, then use an offset spatula, back of a dinner knife, or even a clean finger to sweep off the extra. It's a good idea to clean the measuring spoons after measuring each ingredient so you don't mix up your ingredients. You sure don't want to get chili powder in your sugar. A pinch. Sometimes just a little bit of an ingredient will make a big difference in a recipe, and that's when it calls for a pinch. A pinch with smaller hands is what you can hold between 2 fingers and a thumb. Weighing ingredients. Professional kitchens, including restaurants, always weigh ingredients using a scale. This is a more accurate way to measure ingredients. For example, if a recipe calls for 1 carrot, there can be a big difference between carrots. You can see there's a big difference in size and weight. Weighing ingredients is a more precise way to measure, but most home kitchens don't use this method very often. When weighing ingredients in metric measurement, you weigh in grams and kilograms. When weighing in imperial measurement, you weigh in ounces and pounds. Estimating. After telling you all about measuring accurately, sometimes when we cook, we estimate. An estimate is an educated guess. After you've cooked for a while, you just know how much a tablespoon is. When you pour it or measure it, you just know when you've got a tablespoon. So sometimes when we cook, we estimate. Ready to cook? How will you measure up?